The day I'm recording this video is May 1st, 2021, a couple weeks out of the playoffs. So in today's video, I'm going to go over every team in the Eastern Conference and see who's a contender and who is not. So let's get into it. Teams 15 through 11, which is the Pistons, Magic, Cavaliers, Raptors, and Bulls. I think they're not contenders. I think they're too far out to even make the play-in tournament now. So all five of those teams, if I can do math, are not contenders in my opinion. The first team we're going to talk about is the Washington Wizards. At the beginning of the season, they were playing really bad, but they picked it up these last couple weeks towards the end of the season. They've been picking it up, and I don't think they're contenders. I think if they make it to the 8th seed, I think they'll make some noise. I think they'll get a couple games on the 1st seed, but besides that, I don't think they're contenders. But the next team we're going to be talking about the Pacers, and I don't think they're contenders. I think they're missing too many pieces like T.J. Warren and like Malcolm Brogdon and Domantas Sabonis have been playing well, but without T.J. Warren and a lot of other players, I don't think they're contenders. They did add Karis LeVert to the roster, which does help, but I don't think it's enough for them to even make the play-in tournament, to win the play-in tournament and to make the 8th seed, in my opinion. Next we have the Charlotte Hornets, and in my opinion, they're not contenders. Even with LaMelo coming back, I don't think they are. I think if they make the 8th seed, 8th, 7th seed, I think they can get a couple games on the team ahead of them. But I don't really think they're contenders. They could possibly, like I said, make some noise in the first round, but besides that, I don't think they're contenders. With the next team, we got the Miami Heat, and in my opinion, they're like in the middle because like last year they made the fucking finals and like basically ran through the East. They did have some problems, but besides that, they really didn't have any problems with them. But I don't know. They've added Victor Oladipo to the roster. This season they have been worse, but they're like middle of the pack. They could be or they could not be. Up next, we have the Boston Celtics, and they're the same for me. They're like I don't know. Maybe they're contenders, maybe they're not. At the beginning of the season, they were really struggling. As of late, they've been picking up. Jason Tatum had like 60 points last night. They've been playing well as of recent. They're a maybe team. We'll see when the playoffs happen, but in my opinion, for now, they're just a maybe team. Up next, we have the Atlanta Hawks, and in my opinion, they're not contenders. I think this team has way too many holes for it to be contenders, to be a contender. Their defense is not the best in my opinion. Their offense is pretty good, but their defense isn't really. Trae Young is good, but and Bogdanovic has been playing well. Danilo Gallinari has been playing well. Clint Capella's been playing well. But in my opinion, this team isn't good enough to be a contender in my opinion. I said my opinion way too many times in that sentence. With the next team we're going to be talking about, we got the New York Knicks. And low-key, I want to say contenders, but I don't think they are. This team has been really good this season. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, and all the players on the team have been playing really well. They're like an I don't know team. I don't think they can beat any of the teams ahead of them, but they're an I don't know team. Julius Randle, RJ Barrett, like I said, the supporting cast is playing really well. They're the number one defense in the league. They're an I don't know. They could be not. I don't know. With the next team, we got the Milwaukee Bucks, and yes, they are contenders. With having a top 5 player in the league in Giannis Antetokounmpo, a top 25 player, Chris Middleton, and even maybe a top 25 player in Jrue Holiday, this team is going to be a contender. Jrue Holiday is one of the best perimeter defensive players in the league, and a good offensive player. Chris Middleton's a really good offensive player. Giannis is good on both sides of the court, and is the last year back-to-back MVP. So yes, this team is a contender. They have some holes in their game that they have to address, like Mike Budenholzer. He's not really that good of a coach, but they are still contenders in my opinion. With the next team, we have the Philadelphia 76ers, and I think they are contenders. Having one of the best defensive players in the league, Ben Simmons, having the best center in the league in Joel Embiid. You can debate between Nikola Jokic and him, but it's either or. And if they go up against the Nets, I don't think anybody on that team can guard Joel Embiid. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't think anybody can. And they also have good supporting cast, like Matisse Thybulle pretty good, Tobias Harris, Dwight Howard, Shake Milton, Furkan Korkmaz. There's somebody I'm thinking of, but I'm not naming them right now. Danny Green. They also just picked up George Hill, which is going to help. So I think this team is going to be a contender. They can beat the Nets, in my opinion, if they really wanted to. It's going to be hard, but if they keep feeding the ball to Joel Embiid, Ben Simmons guards Kevin Durant or some of the best players on the team, I think they can beat the Nets. It's going to be hard, but I think they can. One player I forgot to mention on the Sixers was Seth Curry. He's been playing pretty well, and I'm pretty sure he's like shooting 45 to like 50% from the 3. Yeah, I forgot to mention Seth Curry. But with the last and the final team, we have the Brooklyn Nets. And do I have to say anymore? James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant. I think that's all you really have to say. They are contenders. And they also picked up Blake Griffin. They also have some good role players in Bruce Brown and Nicholas Claxton, DeAndre Jordan. They have some good players on their team. They picked up Mike James, who's a really good scorer. They also have the veteran Jeff Green, who's been playing pretty well on the team too. This team is pretty stacked. And also their defense has been picked up as of recently. But Lowe just made a video talking about why their defense sucks. So But the Nets are still contenders in my opinion. I think with that big three, and also they have a good supporting cast now, I think they're contenders obviously. I don't think a lot of people can stop that team, and they're honestly my final favorites in my opinion. I just realized listening back to this video that I said opinion a lot of time, in my opinion a lot of the time. But whatever, fuck it. This is the end of the video. If you do like the video, please like and subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.